Anyway,
talk about Afronation.
Afronation.
That shit get blocked.
Do you know what? Made this movement absolutely bonkers. Do you know what he tried to say? Yeah, he tried to use Portuguese law to try to say, I don't need to give him money back, bro. Afronation's a British company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's literally British. It's a British-owned company.
But they were only running off the Portuguese law because Afronation was gonna be in Portugal, innit? But it's still.
But its home country. Its home country is here, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So that means he needs to abide by UK laws.
Yeah.
He just wasn't trying
to.
to.
But to be fair, even Rolling Loud pulled the same thing.
Yeah. Did he call out Rolling Loud and say, "Oh my God, Rolling Loud, you're not refunding us"?
See, look.
I didn't hear anyone.
You need to keep the same
That's
energy.
true. On all sides, innit? Keep the same energy on all sides.
Double standard still.
I
Do you know what? That's
I think when it comes to black people,
Yeah.
people attack it more.
Yeah.
But if it's like a white
I mean,
say okay, whatever, innit?
I mean, don't
But it's
get
like
me
you
wrong.
don't. How do I say you did, and it doesn't mean that they need to owe you too much. Like they're struggling, they're starting out as well.
Exactly.
So it's like
honestly, we don't actually know what's happening.
Yeah.
There could actually be so many policies in place, meaning for why Afronation do not refund us, especially when it comes to insurance, like companies.
I just think I reckon they didn't have insurance.
Yeah,
I reckon
they might have insurance, but the insurance policies can say that if you cancel this event, we will not refund you the money that you need to spend. That's how it moves. But because they're a black business, they are like
so quick to jump.
Yeah, but then he didn't help himself when he did start chatting rubbish.
I think that made it.
that was disrespectful.
Very.
Yeah.
Because that's almost like a slap enough. That's almost like saying. That's almost like saying, I've got your money. I know you want your refunds. But don't worry about that. Don't worry. Where's it gone? Don't worry about that. Don't watch that. Don't watch that.
Fully mocked it.
Do you think he needs to be? Do you think that we should be pro-black when it comes to businesses, meaning that you should never spend your coin outside of the black business?
I think it's impossible to do that.
Yeah, it's impossible.
You do what you don't think.
It's shop black where you can. It's shop black where you can.
Yeah,
where you can. I think that's a very important point. Like where you shop black where you can, show support where you can. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like obviously, there's a lot of people's brands. Let's say like small clothing brands and stuff. I know. I try to support that as much as I can. I try to, you know, I'll share it on my social media, whatever. That's what I can do. But obviously, I'm not gonna buy like £10,000 worth of like stock from them just to show my support.
I think it's mainly the I think it's mainly the influencers that need to start supporting black businesses.
Speaking of
because
influencers,
they have influence in it, so other people are going to be looking towards them as you know they're going to be they're going to look up to them in it. So. Like if they see them wearing a Gucci or Tommy Hilfiger, that's what they're gonna aspire to wear, innit? But if they're wearing a black-owned like clothing brand that's just starting out,
they're not really
other people are gonna look at it and be like, oh, maybe I should wear that as well. Like Mo Stack or Dave or Stormzy's wearing this, like.
Big up Stormzy.
And also I like the music and. You know, so they might be like, oh, I might start like buying this brand.
Yeah, they definitely have influence.
I think that will definitely
a good example,
whoever.
Hey, Keanu, even a good example. What you're wearing right now, Trapstar, that's a black brand.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the most like
that's
the largest,
like the biggest clothing,
the largest UK clothing brand I can think of that comes from like the black or urban kind of scene. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because you go everywhere in London, someone's wearing Trapstar.
That's
somebody's wearing Trapstar.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to people who have been using the platforms like Jackie, I know. There's many influencers, but that's one I can remember when she actually did this thing called Pull Up or Shut Up, I believe.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah. I saw that.
Which was basically, if you didn't see it, was basically asking beauty brands to show, or brands in general, to show how many black employees do they actually have in their business. And they also saying, oh, we have like one employee or we have
it embarrassed a lot of people.
Yeah.
It embarrassed a lot.
We have a cleaner that comes in once a week.
Yeah, once a week. Yeah. They were like,
Sad.
we have none, and we have to do more.
And then you know what happened? You know Matt? They signed Tiana Taylor.
Really?
Right after that.
Who?
In that sense, I don't know if that's performative. I don't know if that's more performative or that's more beneficial.
Dominic Cummings.
What's the guy's name? You know when they were interviewing the person on BBC. Remember, they were asking him that question. How many black people have you got in the parliament? You know what his name is?
Wait, no.
And he was like,
It's about diversity of thought.
yeah.
Yeah, but wait. Oh, I don't remember his name. Damn it.
I don't even remember his name, but I said he's like
Diversity of thought, you know. Can you imagine?
Side, man. Cool.
Imagine diversity of thought.
Absolute
You know,
nonsense. Absolute
Imagine
nonsense.
what about the diversity of the workforce? The people working. Even ASOS as well. ASOS got called out as well. Like ASOS is a big, like, you know, obviously we know ASOS. They didn't have like a lot of people, a lot of like black people working for them in like in their offices. Yeah. And they got called out because they were putting up all of these like, you know they were blacking out the Instagram about like, you know, Black Lives Matter and this and that. But then it's almost like they got called out for being so performative because like where's the
so many people were just doing that though. They were just doing it so they.
It's a trend.
So they didn't get.
It's a trend. It's a trend.
No, not even only because
it's missing out.
Yeah, no, I don't even think it was only because it was a trend.
I feel like a lot of them just wanted to make it appear as if they were supporting the cause, so that it would attract more business from that group of people.
No, but I think.
But what are you talking about?
more-
Are you talking about like the Black Lives Matter like kind of tweets and messages?
You know the blackout. You know the blackout tweets.
Oh, blackout. Yeah, that's
You know. There's
that's
so much
rubbish.
to talk about with
That
this.
whole
A
blackout
lot has
thing is
happened in the
rubbish.
last 2 weeks. You know, a lot has happened.
Because it's just a facade. It's
And
rubbish.
because we're also
fam.
bored as well. Yeah, that's literally all we have to focus on.
Yeah, that blackout is nonsense. It's rubbish. It was horrible, fam. Because I feel like a lot of companies,
But then it's a sour reminder.
just saw that as a day off of work. That's it. They just saw it as like, oh, I get a day off of work. I don't need to do any work. It's blackout. I could just chill at home, innit?
I think
That's how
it
they
was
saw
more
it.
like a catch-22. Like, if you post, we're gonna call you out for all the bullshit that you do as a company because you don't support Black
say
lives.
if you
They
post.
don't matter to you.
But if you
Like,
don't-
if you don't, everyone's gonna be okay. So, oh, this person's the silence is deafening. This company has
Damn
all this
if
shit.
That's why
you
they didn't
do,
want to be
damn
silent.
if you
They didn't
don't.
want to be
But it's
silent.
so
That's the only
forgettable.
reason
It happens
why.
for one day, and that's it. Nothing's
But all I'm
happened,
saying is,
nothing's changed. It's
if
just
they
one day.
Back to the same routine.
if they actually
bro.
had
Back to the
same
black
routine.
people, if they actually had like black people
yes,
within the
African
business,
is fuck.
they wouldn't have to worry about it.
Some of the
I'm
statements
just saying.
that I saw, I was like, you have no black people on your team. You haven't employed any black people to
Like-
be writing these PR statements.
Yeah.
It's complete nonsense.
Like if a black person in the company looked over this, they would have been like, "Yep, start
No,
again, start again. Don't do this."
What's your thoughts on speaking out on these issues as brands, as influencers? As
I don't feel
friends?
I don't feel like you have to. I feel like a lot of people are pressured to do it, and those who were pressured have been impacted by it negatively. And we know who they are, innit?
Yeah.
Just
So-
do it if it's genuine.
Yeah, only do it if it's genuine. And also, silence isn't.
It's almost like the silence is deafening.
It's not deafening.
What
It's
was it?
not. I don't.
What was it
But I'm saying, if let's say I had like
Because
close,
even
like,
you know
white
Dave
friends or
Chappelle,
something,
yeah.
and they said
I'll let you
absolutely
speak.
nothing about it. Oh shit! I
He's
feel
talking
like
about his white friends. There's lots of
How much
conversations.
to say on it?
You were talking about your white friends.
Yeah,
If
no,
you
no.
had white friends.
no, I'm saying like with my white friends.
Oh, you do have
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
Man's diverse, you get me? Yeah, no, but I'm saying like with my white friends, innit, like I would kind of think a little bit. It might make me think twice, like if I knew that me and you are closest friends, but you're not saying anything about something which is, if you're my friend and you can see this is such a big issue, you can see this is such a big problem within my community, you know, not even one thing is like, bro, really, you know.
But it depends on how you want to do it, because like certain people tweet, certain people actually go out and actually protest in person. Certain
That's
people
true.
like J. Cole, like certain people will make a song. Certain people will just donate to charities
Cole.
silently.
J. Cole,
There's
like-
different ways you can like.
Did you
know,
see?
His
Did you see?
music
No,
was
did you
not-
see?
help the
Did you
cause
see No Name?
differently.
Did you see No
I
Name?
did. I support No Name. J. Cole was wrong for that rap.
Okay.
I've not, no.
J. Cole was wrong for that.
Wait,
You
wait,
were
wait,
you.
wait,
You weren't wrong for that.
Let's have
J.
a
Cole was wrong
let's
for that.
have a recap of the lyrics.
I've said
Let's
this
have a-
from day. We can talk about it.
Misogyny of the black woman.
You know what? Let me talk you through all the lyrics,
I
all of J.
can't
Cole's
Go on,
lyrics.
go on,
We
yeah,
can
let's do it,
do
let's
this.
do
We
it, let's
can
do it.
do
No,
this.
J. Cole will never be cancelled, man.
I don't cancel J. Cole.
No,
All
we're not.
I am saying is let's think about
Let's hold
this
him
and
accountable.
let's think about black
She
women.
ended up apologizing though.
Oh really? I didn't know this whole story.
I know that he made
What did
it.
she say?
She was just, wait, hold on, I had it somewhere. She ended
about
up
to
saying
go
like,
pay
oh,
attention.
I'm really sorry.
Can someone explain the situation?
She's about to go in. Pay attention.
Okay, so there's this rapper called No Name. I'm trying to get the lyrics of Snow on the Bluff. Wait one second.
say?
So No Name tweeted basically saying a lot of the people you look up to, a lot of the rappers you look up to have been quiet. That's the summary of the tweet. You can find it
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
And so J. Cole took it upon himself because apparently this
Wait, no, but hold on 1 second. All I gotta say, I swear she said more than that.
You can read the tweet. That's
swear
I'm
I'm
actually gonna read this.
Yeah,
I'm
he
actually gonna read
can read it out. He can read it out.
She went
He
quite
can read it
hard.
out. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna get receipts.
Let's see, man. I'm sure she went harder than that. I'm sure she went harder.
J. Cole, man, I'm sorry.
J. Cole was getting this, bro. They were burying it.
Man,
They
J.
were
Cole.
burying
You have
it.
to ask Kevin.
It was an amazing song, man. It was an amazing song.
Do you think so?
What I thought it was an amazing song, man. Like,
I haven't heard it.
Big
I
up
haven't
J.
listened
Cole.
to it.
I genuinely believe the black woman is the most underappreciated being on the earth.
Yes.
And it's very sad.
was that what
It's
you
very
said?
sad. That's my personal
No.
Oh,
opinion.
it's your-
That's my personal opinion. Innit?
On this
No,
note,
no, 100%, I agree,
Does
I
that
agree,
relate to
man.
this though?
Yeah.
It does.
think it does?
Yeah,
It does.
it does.
So where's her tweet?
Oh
I
shit.
just I wanna go in, man. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't
man.
wait to go
So
in.
okay, I've got the apology that she put.
No, I'm talking about the original.
Oh, the
tweet.
original. Okay.
Do you have the original tweet?
Let me just Google it. It's calm.
No, it's on there.
You have it.
I don't have it. I ain't having that on my phone. Allow that, man.
I hope you get
Oh, but what's her name again?
Instagram.
No name, innit?
no name.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, so this is
Makes sense. I ain't know, bro.
okay. So her tweet was,
no.
"Poor black folks all over the country are putting their bodies on the line in protest for our collective safety, and your favorite top-selling rappers are not even willing to put up a tweet. Niggas' whole discographies be about black plight, and they are nowhere to be found." Okay.
No, but
That's
the
true,
thing,
that's
no,
true,
no,
though.
but even
That's
in Dave Chappelle's 846, he said, "Oh, I'm gonna let the streets talk." So that's why he didn't speak up until then.
So
he
my
let the
thing
streets-
is
but-
not everyone has an obligation to speak. So this is why I'm talking about J. Cole specifically.
Yeah.
Is that if you're going to speak up for black issues, don't come for a black woman. Don't use your voice in your platform. You've been quite quiet, but the first thing you do is come for a black woman. And let me go to the lyrics to explain how he did
fair
this.
enough. Back up your point.
She got back to
So his first line, he did, yeah. Well, he said
guilty,
he
there must
stood
have
by
been
every
something
word
behind it,
he said. But he's like, okay, niggas be thinking I'm deep, intelligent, fool by my college degree. My IQ is average. So first of all, I don't understand why we're listening to you if people are thinking that you're deep, but you're not. But that's okay. And he does say there's a young lady out there and she smells for me. That's fine. So far, we're good. She is. Yeah. And she's done the reading and she's done the research.
Yeah.
So I'm just going through it. She strike me. She's mad at these crackers, she's mad at these capitalists, she's mad at these murder police, she's mad at my niggas, she's mad at our ignorance. She wear her heart on her sleeve. So why is it because she's a woman she's wearing her heart on her sleeve equating women to being emotional beings? Okay, first of all. Second of all, she's mad at celebrities. Low-key, I'd be thinking she'd talk about me. Why are you triggered? If you're doing things for the black community, J. Cole, why are you so triggered?
You know why?
The way she looked directly at the camera, she was like, "Why are you
Let me
triggered?"
finish and then you store up all your points, okay?
intervene.
But shit, it's something about the queen tone that's bothering me. Who are you as a black man to police black women's tones?
That's true, that's true.
Who are you as a black man to dictate to black women how they should sound when they're angry and they're tired, when they're black trans women, when they're, who knows Breonna
true.
Taylor's
I can't
name?
even-
More people know George Floyd's name because more people care about black men. Black women, black trans women are marginalized through the whole Black Lives
that's a
Matter
hard shot. I don't think
movement.
I'll come back
So
at
that's why we're angry.
Goodness
Sorry.
gracious.
We got killed, raped and killed. What's her name again?
It's a hard shot.
Oh, there was a woman, what, her boyfriend of like 10 years or something.
No, she was like standing and protesting, and then she was looking for refuge.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
I forgot her name. God forgive me for that. Like, oh my God, that one broke me. What's that girl's name, Tommy? Do you remember?
So it's Nigerian
Toyin?
Toyin, yeah.
R&B Toyin. Because honestly, I think that whole example, not to divert, we're going to come back to what you're saying, but that whole Toyin thing is a huge, great example of how when it comes to black women, we're still last and we're still there.
Yeah,
Fighting
man.
for you,
Yeah, it's
but
true.
we still end up last.
Yeah.
There were videos of black men wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirts still hurting black women. I'm thinking, where is the unity?
See, the
there?
I completely
Where is the
disagree.
unity there?
I completely disagree with the way that they.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh,
and then he says,
you was about to jump. You was about to what?
Oh, man.
But real talk though. I think that of all groups, right?
Yeah.
As we know, black people are the most underappreciated. I know
Yeah.
that.
Even in that.
Women are the least underappreciated.
Yeah.
Wait, most under. Huh?
Yeah, most
They're the least
underappreciated.
Least
appreciated.
appreciated,
Most
most
underappreciated.
underappreciated. Yeah.
Definitely.
So within
I
that
agree
group,
with
so
that.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like black women have been there.
Yeah, but you
know what I'm
know,
saying, supporting the cause.
Bobby, are you still
I've
doing
got
the
so
whole
many
thing?
on burning. You can see I'm
You can
burning.
see, nah,
I've got
listen,
more to say.
she's
Okay,
on it, you know.
okay.
She's on it.
I want to
Yeah.
quick, and then I'll allow it.
All right.
She strikes me as somebody blessed enough to grow up in a conscious environment with parents that know about struggle for liberation, and in turn they provide her with a perspective and awareness of a system and its unfairness. No Name was talking crazy a few years ago about capitalism, but she took the time to educate herself. She took the time to read. So you assume that she's come from this system is wrong, and black women have to unlearn so much colorism. They have to unlearn so much. So don't just assume that she's come from a certain environment. And why are you attacking the same niggas that really do need the shit that you're saying? She's not coming for you, and again, if you feel some type of way, then maybe you should.
It sounds
use your
like he took
platform
it as a
for something
personal
else.
attack.
He took it as a personal attack,
Yeah, he
unnecessary.
definitely took it.
And then
He
there's
definitely
a
took it
point
to
where
heart.
he
He definitely
says,
took it to heart.
"Thinking maybe in the pursuit
Well,
to
he's
make
human,
life so
innit?
much better for me and my babies." Where's the
Well,
point
it
where he
wasn't
talks
specifically aimed
about?
at him though. She could have been aiming it at Jen. She could have been thinking of like 20.
That's why I'm
rappers.
asking, why
No,
did
but
you
I
take it
think
so
it was
personally? But
obvious,
the
yeah.
point that got
We
me
were
the
talking
most
about them
was the
two.
Queen's
Yeah, they
tone.
do.
But the second thing, I would say it's more effective to treat people like children. J. Cole, you're a millionaire and you have Google. Why should we now? Why should black women? Why is the burden on
Yeah,
us to educate you?
I can't even support him with this.
Why
one,
is
so.
it? Why is the burden always on black women to educate black men?
Yeah.
You have resources. You can do these things by yourself, and that's just what got me. I was thinking,
Do you know-
No, but what-
I'm
what's
and
the-
I like the song. It sounds nice. I'm not trying to,
do you-
but
do you
let's
know-
be
do you know what-
critical. And then people on Twitter running to his defense, not thinking just like, oh, but it's J. Cole.
Yeah.
You're so blinded by celebrity that you
Yeah.
as black men are not critical. You're not thinking about the fucking lyrics.
Do you know
That's
what?
all I want
Do you
to
know
say.
what?
No, but was J. Cole speaking about No Name specifically?
No.
He anti-terrorism
Basically,
Twitter.
basically,
And even if he did, it wasn't
He was
attacking
speaking
black
about
women.
women in general.
long-
It doesn't.
long-
That's even
long-
worse.
long-
That's
bro,
even worse.
Listen.
Long story short, No Name Bill was basically like she wasn't saying anyone specific.
No,
she
but she
basically
was
saying,
obviously speaking about him though at the time.
Yeah.
how do you know it was obvious about him though?
It was quite
was
specific.
obvious.
He's like,
Come on, man, it was obvious.
yeah, it's quite obvious as
Yeah.
well.
That she was speaking.
But then
That she was
again, look,
speaking
she's
about him.
attacking him though.
Yeah,
At the
exactly.
same time, like, this is
And that's the thing, it's a
with the
conversation,
unity,
that's the
like-
thing. So I'm just
I
explaining
just
because
feel,
no one.
I just feel like this should have been a conversation that should have happened between the two of them, innit? I just don't think they should have. reached
I
this
think
level.
it started an interesting conversation, and that's the thing. Lots of the counter arguments is saying we need unity, and if you're going to talk to black men, talk to them in like a nicer way, and like this has started a conversation. And I completely get that. The only reason why I did that, I love J. Cole and I love lots of his work, and this is the time to grow. I have nothing against him. The song sounds good. I'm just saying we all need to be critical and not blinded by celebrity, one.
Yeah, that's
but
facts.
two, there needs to be a form of unity, and we need to be careful of how we interact.
Black
and black
unity, this is
men
what I
need
was
to
talking
change
about.
the way they speak to black women.
I believe black men need to
That's what
protect.
I'm
I
saying.
believe black
Both
men need
ways,
to
though.
protect black women a lot more.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I think they need to
definitely.
protect black women a lot more
Yeah,
because
that's facts. Black
they're the most
women defend
underappreciated.
black-
Again, they're the most underappreciated group.
Yeah, black women defend black men to the hill, man.
Yeah, to the, like, to the back teeth.
Yeah,
To the back teeth, and I feel like from my observation, it just never seems to be like it's always like you'll see brothers talking about like yeah, I don't date black girls. I don't like.
They need to
Do you know
love.
what I'm saying?
No.
Let's talk about interracial
Yeah.
relationships.
They actually want to get the interracial.
I mean,
they want to be with
Yeah,
with
I can talk about
I mean,
it.
They want to be with uncooked chicken.
No. You know what? I'm in support of interracial relationships, innit? I support it. 'Cause you can love
I'm in.
whoever
I'm in.
you
Your
want.
boy
I'm
just
in.
said
I'm
No
in
matter, no
support.
matter what race you are, and you can be pro-black and date outside your race.
No, you can't.
I don't think so. I disagree. I disagree.
Look
Nah, I
at
don't think
Jordan
so.
Peele with all the movies he's making. Look at Donald Glover with all the songs that he made about pro-black.
I agree with
like,
you.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I don't think
like,
I
if you're
Wait.
white-
Do you think you can be? I don't think you can. You know.
Although
I
your
think
wife
when
is
you
a
say
reflection
pro-black,
of
I think you have to be
your
pro-black in
stance
every
and
aspect.
your motivations, you can still be pro-black and date outside your
I
You can do it.
I think you can definitely still
do it, man.
date within, date outside of your
But don't
race.
call yourself pro-black.
But saying
I don't
you're
think so.
pro-black is
Pro-black
completely
means
different.
pro-black,
You
like
take a political
pro-black.
stance.
How are you pro-black
Now
when you're
said
trying
that
to
you
go
had
for
your
Becky?
morals and your whole life
I agree.
values
I agree.
have now been to support black people.
And you can still
There
do
is
that
no
with the
way-
white
Martin
heart.
Luther King. Martin Luther King
Huh?
cheated on
We'll
his wife
still
with
do
a
that
white
with the
woman.
white.
And he's
Not to the
and he's
same-
pro-black.
not to the same
If I think
pro-black.
about all of the black academics that have shaped the way that I think, that have shaped
They have white partners.
history, they all have white partners because there's more to it than just race. There are different factors that you and your partner. Black people, sadly, we come from, in general, a lower socioeconomic level. So when you go to certain institutions, when you go to certain universities, there'll be less black people that are on your level, that in your realms that you encounter on a romantic level. I love black love, and it would be fantastic if
Black
you know
love.
black people dated black people,
black love.
but you can still do so much for the movement. Maybe you're not fully pro-black. That I haven't decided because I don't
True
know
say.
what the definition of pro-black is to me. I'm still figuring that out. But you can do so much for the movement and still have a white partner.
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass is another one. Had a white wife.
Did Frederick Douglass have a white wife?
Yep.
Okay, you know what? I recall my statement. Frederick Douglass is someone I respect too much to be able to like.
But I get it, and there's a frustration because black women always choose black men, but black men rarely choose black women. Black men are like a third more likely to date outside the race than black women. So I understand why black women thinking you can't be pro-black because you're not choosing your own.
I think it's.
But there's a specific.
Do you know what? I think it's
type of people that are.
Do you know what? I think there's nothing wrong.
Outside of the
like
race.
in terms of black guys that date outside the race.
It's usually like footballers and just.
Just generally.
Why do footballers like white women so much?
Listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with dating. I think if let's say like two people have grown up together, let's say one black guy and let's say a white girl, they say they've known each other since they were 6 and they're now like 20, like. They're close, like they have a bond, they have a tightness in it.
Love is kind of love.
Love is love, but
love is
what I'm
choice.
My thing, yeah. If you're gonna date a white woman,
don't put down black women.
But not only that, think about your preferences and why your preferences are your preferences. Lots of black men, you're there only dating white women, and you don't understand that there's a pattern. Even light skinned women. There are lots of black men now only dating light skinned or mixed women, and my thing is, what are your preferences? What has formed them, and why?
Yeah, I feel like if you happen to be in a space where you're seen around, you're with a lot of white people, and that's all you are.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But if your preferences are, I date this type of women
because I don't like this in that group, and
all black women have attitude.
It's always a reason.
I think that's bullshit.
Like, like they're ratchet or
all the time.
You know what? It can even stem from self-hate because
definitely.
You know what?
Those stereotypes come from
self-hate. That's a big point.
Yeah, and I understand.
I've seen it myself.
Because a lot of black men
in my family, I can't say that. I've seen it myself, but I don't know if I can really say it on camera.
Yeah, it's a bit personal.
That's a bit personal.
So I can understand.
There's such a long history.
That's a long history, and it's
even
really
in this country.
deep. I can't lie, it is really deep. So I understand. I mean, someone said like, I think Fred from like 90s Baby. He said that.
Oh, he listened to that as well.
Yeah, I listened to it. He was basically saying that he grew up being called all these names, and he didn't want his children to go
I remember
through
that episode. Yeah, I remember that.
He said that he wanted to date outside of his race.
So his children would be lighter and they wouldn't have the
That's true.
And I think I understand those type of things, but it's like you have to check your preferences. There was a time where I probably actually favored white guys over black guys.
Oh, but this is when you was in.
No, actually, I liked black guys outside of London, but when I came to London, the type of black men I encountered made me feel some type of way.
The sauce was just a
the
level, like,
London accent, innit?
She said, "Oh my god,
oh my
god, wow, these London guys are so different."
Like even I went to church, my church is predominantly white, so the type of men I saw that were good were white.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I had to check myself, and I had to say, you know what? No, like I actually love and the way I look at marriage is more than just a love; it's choice. It's the way you bring. It's a union that is like it's kind of like a business deal, but it's also how you intertwine your life. So if you have these values and all these goals and what you want to achieve for the black community, I think aligning yourself with a black person
makes more sense. I think to like you said, the whole intertwinement.
But then equally, there are lots of black people that don't do shit for their community.
Yeah.
In the black,
it's true.
I completely, I agree with you.
Saying that I'm moving in a pro-black manner.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself pro-black. I would say I'm always gonna be in support of my community. I'm always gonna push black business. I'm always gonna push success within the community. But I wouldn't, because I guess going by my own definition of saying like, oh, to be pro-black, you can only date like whoever I'm with is whoever I'm with, innit?
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? No, that's not even to say like on a mad thing, but like if we get on,
Everyone's like,
wait, so
you got a white girlfriend.
No, relax.
Relax.
Because you would be open to date outside of your race.
It is a catch-22. I don't know, man. I'm thinking about it. I do think
that's what I'm saying. You have to define, like, is it to do with your achievements and your accomplishments as an individual and how you've contributed? Because if so, that is completely outside of your love life.
Of your love life,
you know?
yeah. That's kind of separate.
But
Quite separate.
But if you see them as, okay, this man, and I think people have got it twisted where it's like, oh, he only appreciates black women if he's in a marriage with one, and that may be true. We don't know, but what is your definition of pro-black? And from there you can work backwards and say.
Can we not strive towards people just being pro-black in the relationship manner too? Because at the end of the day, when you marry, that's your money. You are investing in a black woman. If you marry a white woman, you're investing in that kind of.
That's true.
Sorry. You're investing in white women. You're investing in that kind of like life, and you have a mixed race children, and then the cycle might change completely. What kind of
I also want to talk about and I think there's also a danger when you have a white partner of not choosing correctly and having to have certain difficult conversations. So when it comes to
you want someone that's cultured. You want someone that's cultured.
You want someone that understands. So I'm mixed race. My mother, so my mother is black and my father is white. I grew up for 19 years not knowing my father. I met my father, I'm 22, 3 years ago.
So that even goes against that stereotype about black dads not being there.
No, white dads, they be gone too. No, he's a good guy. But I saw Heidi Klum's tweet about, oh, she's a white woman, she's got mixed race children, and she put a tweet, her hands and all the mixed race children saying all lives matter. I thought this is problematic when black men have mixed. Your child is black,
but they haven't had those conversations.
And you haven't had those
Some black men don't even understand. Some black men don't even understand it themselves.
It's true, and the onus is less on black men to educate because the maternal figure and the person that raises the kid is usually the mother. So if you have a black mother, her influences and her
going to be quite more significant.
Yes. So if you have a mixed race child, they're going to be raised differently. So with my black mother, I have had a different experience than I might have had if I had a white mother.
Right.
First of all, second of all, my dad and I love my dad dearly, and this is what I've been struggling a lot with, thinking about who will I talk to about black issues, where will I expend my energy.
Do you feel like you can have that conversation with your dad?
I try, but it can be quite frustrating. I'll explain why. So for me, I've come to the point where if I love you and I care about you, I'm happy to expend that energy, but outside of that, white people, I'm not here to educate you, and I'm very strong in that. Thank you. So I was trying to explain colorism to him, didn't understand it. This whole Black Lives Matter thing happened.
Can I quickly interject? Where's your dad originally from?
Germany.
Oh yeah, sure.
And so George Floyd died, and 4 days later he sent me a video saying, "Oh, people are too politically correct." It was supposed to be a joke. It was supposed to be a joke.
I'm sure you didn't take it as a joke.
I didn't. And then I had a conversation with my mother that was quite difficult. But I'm just thinking, when I think about my life choices and about who I want to partner with, who I don't, you are actually quite hard pressed to find a white person that has truly unlearned all of the behaviors, unlearned, they've taken the time to even care about black issues. And so this is why, whether the person's black or white, you need to make sure they have done serious work, they have done serious reading, they've done serious introspection. And it's easy if you're black because you're predisposed to do so because you experience it.
Because you experience it,
you know it. Even if you haven't read it, you know it and you feel it from childhood. And that's why I say
white people will never be able to. They can sympathize with it. They can sympathize, but they can't empathize with it. So it's not something that they themselves.
And so this is when I talk about interracial relationships. I am a product of one, and I love both of my parents dearly, but be very, very, very careful with who you partner with, and if there are any telltale signs, be careful. But even me as a mixed race woman, I've dated mixed race men and black men that have said very stupid things about, oh, I hope our kids have hair like yours, or I have very Eurocentric features, I have a very small nose and I have thin lips. People liking my nose or just liking very odd features, and I'm thinking, this is so problematic. And I can't run away from it. Black men are imposing colorist things they've learned from white supremacy. My white father my white father is confused. I feel like I have no refuge either way.
Do you know what?
Not all the time, not all black men. I love you.
Jeez.
Come on, have you ever dated a white person before? No.
Would you
why
ever?
Do you think? Why do you think?
I think for that exact reason, innit? Because you feel like
it's a safe space. It would have to be with black men more so.
Right.
And that's not. But even that's something I'm trying to. You know how we're talking about preferences. I'm trying to unlearn my preferences because like the man God has. I'm a strong Christian. The man God has to me might be white, and I don't want to. I've never envisaged that. Personally, I'm not even trying to. I don't know if I'm even trying to receive that, but what God's word has to come first. So like, I don't know what package it may be received in, but there are different struggles that come with different relationships. If you're in a black relationship,
your blackness.
Yes. definitely.
Some people might
Really?
not feel it that way.
They're intertwined. Like this is the being I live in. This is what I experience. Yes, I'm mixed race, but I'm racialized as black, right? When I go to school,
One drop rule.
I went to
no one's ever gonna say. Never
when I
ever
went
gonna
to
say
white
white.
school, no one said, "Oh, everyone was like, you're black," right? When I went to university, it's the same thing.
Do you really? Oh, you went to
In the black community, it's very clear. In the white world, I'm just black.
It's two different worlds. Do you know what it is? Because that's obviously the one drop rule.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
It
But
must
it's,
be very frustrating being a mixed race person. I can't, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, you actually have to go through
You have to
identity crisis.
You know what?
I had this conversation. A lot of mixed. This seems to be
hear
quite
that.
common.
No, I hear that.
Yeah.
I agree. But it's like I feel like everyone goes through that. Like as your parents like were born and brought up in a different country. Here you're black, but like lots of people from our generation, we don't speak our language or we may not cook the food. What is your identity
So then
as
it's
a black
like generation
British person? So it's like even if you're fully black, there is a whole identity crisis with that within the diaspora. And then for me, it's kind of added because it's like okay, Nigerian people are calling me Oyibo, but then white people view me as black.
So
there
then
is
what
a
am I?
whole. I don't feel like a struggle because I feel like, how do I say? Because I know I have so much privilege being this color.